I had my purse in my hand. My heels were already clicking toward the exit. I was done. I couldn't fake another smile. Couldn't stand another second in that crowded hall full of fake laughter and clinking glasses. But just as my hand touched the cold glass door, I heard it. Her husband was at the hotel again last weekend, and it wasn't for business. Then I froze. My stomach turned. My heart started racing so fast I thought the whole room would hear it. My husband, Michael. I stood still, gripping my purse so tight my knuckles turned white. The voice came again, lower this time, but sharp enough to cut through my bones. He was with her all night. Can you imagine if Emily ever finds out? I couldn't move. My whole body went weak. My chest felt like someone was sitting on it. I wanted to leave, but my feet refused to take another step. My husband's name, my name, and their whispers glued me to the floor. And right then, I knew something inside me had just broken. Let me take you back to how it started. When Michael and I got to the party, he looked so perfect. Like always, dark suit, polished shoes, that confident smile he wore like armor. Everybody loved him. The party was at the mansion of Mr. Anderson, one of Michael's biggest business partners. Anderson had just landed a multi-million-dollar deal, and this celebration was his way of showing power. Michael was determined to be there. The hall sparkled with chandeliers, glasses of champagne flowed like water, and the room buzzed with ambition. "Smile, Emily," he whispered as we walked in. "People are watching." I forced a smile. That's what I always did. Smile for Michael. Smile so people thought our marriage was perfect. Smile even when my heart was heavy. The party was crowded with business people, old friends, new faces. Music was loud, laughter even louder. Michael was in his element. Handshakes, hugs, jokes that made everyone laugh too hard. He thrived in rooms like this, not me. I felt invisible. Just the wife. Just the accessory. At one point, I saw him laughing with a woman in a red dress near the bar. She touched his arm when she talked. He didn't pull away. He never does. My chest tightened, but I looked away. I told myself not to overthink. That's what I always did. 2 hours in, I couldn't take it anymore. I told Michael, "I'm leaving. I'll wait for you in the car." He barely looked at me. "Okay, I'll be out soon," he said, smiling at some guy across the room. That hurt more than I wanted to admit. I picked up my purse and walked fast, my eyes burning. I just wanted to go home, crawl under the covers, and forget the whole night. But then I heard those voices. 2 women stood by the bathroom hallway, talking like they owned the night. They didn't see me. They didn't even lower their voices much. I heard Michael was with her at the Marriott. One of them said, "My knees nearly buckled." The other gasped. Again, doesn't his wife know? She's clueless. Poor thing. She probably thinks she's got the perfect husband. My ears rang. My vision blurred. It was like the walls were closing in. They were talking about my Michael. My husband. I leaned against the wall so I wouldn't collapse. Every word they said stabbed me deeper. He even bought her a bracelet last week. Real diamonds. Can you imagine? Meanwhile, his wife is at home, smiling, playing the good little wife. I wanted to scream. I wanted to burst in and demand answers. But I couldn't move. My throat was tight, my hands shaking, and then the final blow. The first woman said, "He promised her he'd leave Emily. She believes him." The words hit me like a truck. Leave me. My husband promised another woman he'd leave me. I pressed my hand against my chest, trying to breathe, but it hurt. My whole world started spinning. My finger slipped off the door handle. My purse dropped to the floor, and in that moment, I knew if I walked out that door now, I'd never know the truth, so I stayed. And what I heard next changed everything. I bent down to grab my purse, but my hands were trembling so badly I could barely hold it. My knees were weak, my heart pounding like a drum that refused to stop. The women's voices carried on, slicing through me like knives. Michael told her he's only staying with Emily for the kids. Can you imagine? One said with a cruel laugh. My chest tightened. My kids, our kids. So that's what he told her. That the only reason he's with me is because of them. Tears welled in my eyes, but I couldn't look away. I needed to hear it all, no matter how much it destroyed me. He's serious about her, the other woman whispered. I saw them at Olive's calf. Broad daylight. He wasn't even hiding it. My stomach dropped. Olive's calf, the same place he once told me he was having a business lunch with Anderson. I remembered asking to come along, and Michael laughed. It's just boring numbers talk. Babe, I covered my mouth so they wouldn't hear me cry. Poor Emily, one of them added coldly. She's the only one in the dark. Everyone else already knows. That was it. My breaking point. I wiped my tears, turned back into the party, and walked straight to Michael. He was still at the bar, this time with Anderson and two other men. His laugh was loud, his confidence unshaken. Michael, I said, my voice cutting through the noise. He turned. His smile dropped when he saw my face. Emily, what's wrong? I ignored Anderson's curious glance and the two men who quickly excused themselves. My lips trembled. Who is she? Michael blinked. What are you talking about? Don't lie to me. I heard everything. You promised her you'd leave me. Did you? Anderson shifted awkwardly beside him, clearly uncomfortable. But Michael said nothing. His silence was louder than music. I stepped closer, tears spilling. Tell me the truth, Michael. Are you in love with her? He finally whispered, I don't know anymore. Anderson's jaw tightened. The party organizer, the man Michael wanted to impress most, had just witnessed my world collapse. The words echoed. I don't know anymore. I slapped him hard. The sounds silenced the room. You don't know anymore? After 5 years of marriage, 2 kids, countless nights, I waited for you. You don't know? Michael tried to grab my arm. Emily, stop. This isn't the place. No, Michael, I shouted. This is exactly the place. You wanted Anderson and everyone else to see your perfect life? Let them see the truth. The crowd gasped. Phones lifted. Double quotes, Emily. Please, Anderson whispered urgently. Don't do this here. Not tonight. But it was too late. The truth had already spilled. And then she appeared. The woman in the red dress from earlier, she introduced herself as Jessica. She walked forward, her eyes locked on me. She deserves to know. Michael, she said softly. My knees nearly buckled. Michael's face went pale. Jessica, not now. I shook my head. So it's true. All of it. Asterisk, Jessica's voice broke. Emily, I didn't want it to happen this way. But you need to know, she placed her hand on her stomach. I'm pregnant. The room exploded. Gasps, whispers. A glass crashed to the floor. My whole body went numb. You got her pregnant? My voice cracked. Michael reached for me. Emily, please. I shoved him away. Don, touch me. But before I could walk out, Michael grabbed the DJ's mic. His voice shook. Stop recording, he shouted at the crowd. His voice shook, his eyes wild. You all need to hear the truth about me and about Emily. Michael's hand shook as he gripped the mic. His face was pale, sweat running down his forehead. The music had stopped. The party was no longer a party. It was a courtroom. And every guest was the jury. Emily, he said, his voice cracking. I never wanted you to find out like this. My heart pounded. Tears blurred my eyes, but I stood frozen. Then why? Why betray me like this? Why her? Jessica shifted uncomfortably, her hands still resting on her stomach. All eyes darted between the three of us. Nobody moved. Michael swallowed hard. His voice was low, but it carried through the room. Because Jessica isn't just anyone. She's my past. Long before I met you, she was the one. And when she came back into my life, I couldn't stay away. The words sliced me open. My knees wobbled. My whole body trembled. So what was I, Michael? A placeholder. A babysitter for your kids? T winced. No, Emily, don't say that. I loved you. I still do. But the truth is, he paused, his lips shaking. The truth is, I never stopped loving her. Gasps filled the room again. My chest felt like it had been ripped open. The humiliation, the betrayal, the pain. It was too much. Asterisk. Jessica's voice cut through the silence. Michael, enough. You've said what you wanted, but she deserves to know the whole truth. I turned to her, my vision foggy from tears. What truth could possibly make this worse? Jessica looked at me, her eyes soft but firm. The baby, it might not be his. The crowd erupted. My mouth dropped open. I staggered back, gripping a chair for balance. What? Michael spun toward her, his face red with shock. What are you talking about? Jessica's voice shook now. I told you, Michael. I wasn't sure. You didn't want to hear it. You wanted to believe it was yours, and maybe it is, but I can't promise you that. The room buzzed with whispers. Phones kept recording. My world, already shattered, now twisted into chaos. I laughed bitterly, though it came out like a sob. So you threw away your family, your wife, your kids, for a woman carrying a baby that might not even be yours. Michael's face crumbled. He dropped the mic, the sound echoing through the speakers. The weight of his choices finally hit him. His perfect image, his reputation, his lies. Everything collapsed in front of the crowd. I wiped my tears with the back of my hand. My voice steadied, even though my heart was in pieces. You didn't just break me tonight, Michael. You broke us. You broke everything we built. And the worst part? I choked on the words. You don't even look. Sorry. He reached for me, his voice desperate. Emily, please don't leave me like this. Let's talk. Let's fix it. I stepped back. You had your chance. You made your choice. I grabbed my purse, my heels echoing as I walked to the door. Every eye followed me. Some with pity, some with shock, some with judgment. But I didn't care anymore. For the first time in years, I wasn't smiling to protect Michael. I wasn't pretending to be okay. I was broken, but I was finally free. I pushed the door open, the cool night air hitting my tear-streaked face. Behind me, I heard Michael's voice crack, calling my name. But I didn't turn back, because the party was over. And so was my marriage. Sometimes the people we trust the most are the ones who hurt us the deepest. Emily's story is a reminder that betrayal cuts like a knife. But walking away takes real courage. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like this video and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more emotional, captivating stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Your support means everything to us. And together we'll keep sharing stories that speak to the soul. Until next time, stay strong, stay hopeful, and never forget your worth. Asterisk.